Wilwara, to name one of them. But keep an eye out for number 8, Danushka Ranjan. He is a known terror. Good athletes, and Chinese Taipei, they always put up a good fight. And let's see if they can start their campaign as well. Chinese Taipei, instantly they fumbled it, and the Sri Lankans are hot on attack. There's Ranjan. Here comes Disanayaka, and over the touchline we go. We'll have our first line out for the match. Sri Lanka finished up 4th on the table last season's Asian 7 series. This is Radwati. And across for the first try of the match goes Disanayake. Easy as you like from set phase, confusion amongst the defence, and just twice there, drawing pass, over they go, untouched.
Chinese Taipei just squeezing in to cover the middle defence, but leaving players out wide. Unlucky.
The kick is not that good. In fact, it's not good at all. So it's Sri Lanka 5, Chinese Taipei 0. Sri Lanka finishing on the top 4 of each tournament last year, which is more than they did. Hong Kong, South Korea didn't always finish in the top 4. Hong Kong going through to win the plate and chimped out. So the Sri Lankans more consistent than 2 teams above them. Japan obviously winning all 3 tournaments. But they can pull out some big performances, just losing to Japan narrowly. I think it was in Sri Lanka last year. And here he goes again, try number 2, Jason Disanayaka. Is he in? Looks like it. Referee agrees. The flag goes over. Try number 2 and a quick brace for him.
Chinese Taipei's Huang just getting sucked into that. Sri Lankan runner. You need to be able to trust your inside man to make those tackles.
That's a handy effort from right out wide, but it's just faded to the left at the last minute from Dulage Pereira. So they lead 10-0 now, halfway through this first half. Haven't yet seen the danger man, Danushka Ranjan, injecting himself, but he chooses his moments. If you're listening from Sri Lanka, hello, greetings. Listening from Chinese Taipei, hello to you. Thanks for joining us as your players now surge across the halfway line in a rare moment of forward momentum. You don't get many chances, but you've got to take them, and here they go. That's a bullet at the feet, but handled nicely. Chiang decides to put his head down, makes 10 meters. It's gone backwards, hopefully, and he regathers it, but it is a little bit slippery. It has been raining here most of the afternoon. So, and still just a little bit of drizzle in the air, making things difficult for everybody. So sympathy needed when chucking out those bullets. That's a big, big scrum from Chinese Taipei. How about that? They weren't expecting that with Sri Lanka. And they go back on attack. See if they can put something together. This is Shi. And he goes bursting through. Love the way this big man's playing. Put on a bit of a goose there. Had the head wobble. And he's made some good yards again there. This is Shi Pinyi again. Around the ankles goes Pereira. The Sri Lankan defence is all over the place, but Chang bobbles it and bounces it off his head. Bit of a falcon there. They get away with it. Forward now comes Ho into the 22. Sri Lankan defence does look like it's getting a bit disorganised after a few phases. Not this time though. Oh, he's gone for the big wide pass and it's been intercepted. That's unfortunate. And no one's going to stop this man going under the post, except maybe the referee who's hot on his heels. It's Patrick Kwok. And he just gets there ahead of Ratwadi to show him who's got the gas. Very proud of his beep test scores as Patrick Kwok. So disappointing for Taiwan. They were making some good inroads there. Just tried to force that final pass too wide and well read, and to intercept that with a little bit of drizzle on the ball was good skill.
And Chinese Taipei worked their way up their field there. A couple of missed opportunities for an overlap when Sri Lanka's defense became a little bit sleepy. But hopefully they'll be able to come back.
Pereira with a big high one. That's massive. And arriving to take ball and all under immense pressure. That was perfect restart down to the 22. And Chinese Taipei now sucking up some final pressure in this last minute. Pereira has been instrumental in this first half. Ranjan goes in. Doesn't get the ball this time. This is Dayan. This is Kevin Joseph. And he delivers up the final pass to Tarinder Ratwadi, who scores a second try in as many minutes.
Unfortunately, that last Chinese Taipei coming in off the wing, leaving one out to make that big hit. Didn't result in anything.
Half time then. Chicken curry time as Sri Lanka get out of the blocks well with 4 good tries. They'll be happy with that performance. Getting their campaign underway. Missing a few of their stars, but looks like they've brought a few other keen players. And Chinese Taipei did show some promise of their own, but couldn't really get things going. So 24-0 at half-time in this final match before we go back to the women's side of the draw. Don't forget, we're streaming here all weekend until 1 p.m. Hong Kong local time, 5 a.m. GMT, where we switch over to rugbypass.com. High-definition rugby coming at you from your phone, your iPad, your tablet, your TV, wherever you want it, you can get it on rugbypass.com. Get involved. It's Jamie Scott there, stalwart rugby administrator, player, coach. Started the Valley Club back in 1975. Hope you're enjoying the Beatles. Half-time is over, the curry's gone, the water has been drunk, the coaches are off the field, and Chinese Taipei trailing by 24-0 on opening day of this new 7 Series season, looking to get themselves involved, showing some promise. They buckled the Sri Lankan defence at times, but it's held. And Sri Lanka with 4 good tries, getting themselves an early penalty here from referee Patrick Kwok. What will they do? Will they kick the touch? Yes, they will. Pereira steps forward with the headband. Looks like he's covering some blood there on his forehead. Hasn't made touch though. Ranjan goes low, try to get around the ankles of Chen, can't do so. Chen gets it up to Huang Telong, and he puts a little finger on the touch line, and that one comes to an end.
It was a great inside cover tackle from Gunarantane from Sri Lanka, and carried on and put him to the ground, resulting in the line out.
Just inside Chinese Taipei half there. China's Taipei getting up and contesting that one and spoiling it for them, and Chen gives it away to Ho. Running hard is the big man Huang, and that's good support play. Can he go under the post now? It's Ho Ming-Xian. He's been nailed from behind. Looks like he was over the line, but that's great covering defence, and now somehow Chinese Taipei have won a penalty in that position, but exciting stuff. Yellow card, in fact. Gee whiz.
It's getting in the way of the player.
Ho looked like he was in for all money, and having another go is Xi, and he's over, and referee's on the spot. Mr. Kwok says try. Good try. And that's a good comeback. First try, score of the second half. They say the first score of the second half will win. Let's test that theory here. They still trail 24 points to 5.
That was well worked from Chinese Taipei's line out jumper. Tapped the ball and then realized it didn't go that far. So he kept trying and tapped it back again. Conversion went slightly to the side. Great leg drive, stayed low. Touchdown.
Nice indeed. Great seeing these lesser known nations just really having a crack. There's seen some teams today struggling to get their offense going, but good to see once they get a sniff. They're here to score tries. They're here to play rugby. They're not here just to make up the numbers and tackle bag practice for the big teams. Coach Lee Chin-yin will be happy with that. Once again, difficult one to handle from the restart. Straight into the breadbasket, but coming off his chest.
Chinese Taipei looking a bit more fired up now.
It's amazing what a try will do for you, eh?
Definitely.
Matt Turner, the coach of Sri Lanka. You know who he is?
Nope.
Hasn't he played like 1,000 games for England, sevens?
Maybe I was a bit young.
Here come Chinese Taipei. They've got their tails up now and they surge into the 22. This is good from them, but it's been pilfered illegally. They already have one man in the bin. They wouldn't want another. Here goes Xi again. He's looked good. Scored a try moments ago. And they're in for number 2, taking advantage of the numerical overlap. They want to take the quick kick. And they're looking a little bit more cheerful. Over 24-12. Coming right back into this Chinese Taipei. Marvellous to see.
Both penalties coming from offside players.
Looks like Sri Lanka back to 7, so they only get 2 minutes to try and nail it, and they did. Nailed it twice, actually. Now Sri Lanka, they're going to have to settle themselves down. Here comes Danger Man, Danushka Ranjan. Look at this. Puts the ball under the wing and sets off. There he goes. First time he's really involved himself. And he's just a secret weapon out on the wing there. Very influential Sri Lankan rugby player. Puts it under the dot.
Recognized a little mismatch against a prop. Decided to go for it and went.
He's a great athlete. Meanwhile, back in back play, Chinese Taipei player is prone on the floor, getting some treatment. So we have a replacement on. Time is off while Patrick Kwok counts the numbers and says, is that man off or on? Because we've got 7 players, we've got 8 players on, counting the injured guy. Let's hope he's all right. He's a bit ginger.
Looking at his shoulder and neck.
Doesn't look too handy. Is that a shoulder? Is his shoulder out? Ouch. Hope he's okay. Okay, we're back underway then. 31-12, just under 2 minutes remaining. Chinese Taipei with their tails up. Sri Lanka coming back at them, and it's bounced back into the hands of Chang. Realises he hasn't got the gas, gives it to Lin in support. Oh, what a great tackle from the wee man. Salia under Pangoda comes in low and drives the big man across the touchline. Give me hot chips. Perhaps the last play of the game. Both sides might be relatively content with this match so far. Get out of the blocks. Here is Danushka Ranjan. Looks out to his gas man on the side there. Thought the ref had done a hammy there, but that's fantastic work from the Sri Lankans. Working the space. And it's a walk round. This rangy man. And finally gives it to Chatha Danga, who will dot it down. Actually, there's more time to play due to the injury. 30 seconds left, in fact. (38-12). Sri Lanka will play Malaysia later today, and then they'll play Hong Kong in the second to last game of today. That should be a good matchup. Untidy from the restart. And there's still some time left. There is the Huda. Meanwhile, Chinese Taipei will play Hong Kong next at 5:08 local time. And then they'll finish up with a match against Malaysia in the last game of the day at around 8:30 local time. And they've got plenty to be happy about going into their other games. The Malaysia-Chinese Taipei game could be a nice, entertaining match. Ranjan gives it out to Pereira, and he's going to have a go around the outside. Sees he's up against a bigger man and scoots around there. This rangy winger, and finishes the game on a high. Pushes the score out to
That's the third time they've recognized that. Looks like they're targeting that specific Chinese Taipei winger.
It's been isolated, so 43 points to 12. I guess the coaching staff, Chinese Taipei, won't be too displeased either. Showed some good potential there. 2 tries of their own. But Sri Lanka easing into their work with a 43-12 victory. Some runs on the board. We're potentially looking at 5 going into 4 for the semi-finals of the Cup. Sri Lankans scoring some tries like this. Definitely in that top 5. With Korea, Hong Kong, Japan and China. Someone's going to miss out. So for now, that's good enough as we conclude this round of 4 matches of the men's side of the draw. We'll go back to the women's now. Up next, China versus Sri Lanka.